Kabaitayan Malateg. I am your reporter for today, and I am going to discuss is all about human-to-human relationship by Joyce Travelbee. This story does not only focus on the patient but as well as with the nurse practitioner, both having a unique personality. Joyce Travelbee, a registered nurse and professor, developed her theory in the 1960s, emphasizing the crucial role of human interaction in nursing care. He argued that the nursing is not just about technical skills, but also about fostering a genuine connection with the patient. The theory of Joyce Travelbee indeed has a great contribution not only to those who are in the psychiatric nursing field but in the whole nursing practice. Not only should we be able to assist them toward wellness, but also to be able to find meaning in the situation or experience they had been through, whether it may be good or bad. So, si Joyce Travelbee is isang psychiatric nurse, educator, and writer born in 1926. In 1956 naman is she completed her BSN degree in Louisiana State University. In 1959, she completed her Master of Science degree in Nursing at Yale University. So, working experience of Joyce Travelbee. Ng taong 1952, naging isa siyang psychiatric nursing instructor at DePlau. Ng taong 1952, naging isa siyang psychiatric nursing instructor at DePaul Hospital Affiliate School in New Orleans. Also, she taught at Charity Hospital School of Nursing in Louisiana State University, New York University, and University of Mississippi. Ng taon namang 1970, naging isa siyang the Project Director of Graduate Education at Louisiana State University School of Nursing until her death. So, si Joyce Travelbee is pinanganak ng taong 1926 and namatay ng taong 1973. So, sa kanyang theory, which is human-to-human relationship model, she states that a nurse does not only seek to alleviate physical pain or render physical care. She ministers to the whole person. The existence of suffering, whether physical, mental, or spiritual, is the proper concern of the nurse. When we say alleviate, it means to lessen or to reduce something that we are going through. On the other hand, the word render naman, it means to provide or to give something. For instance, giving physical care to the patient. So, in the year 1963, she started to publish articles and journals in nursing. In 1966 and 1971, publication of her first book entitled Interpersonal Aspect of Nursing. In the year 1969 naman, when she published her second book, Intervention in Psychiatric Nursing, Process in the One-to-One Relationship. So, she started doctoral program in Florida in the year 1973. Unfortunately, she was not able to finish it because she died later that year. She passed away at the prime age of 47 after a brief of sickness. Catholic Charity Institution. So, si Ida Jen Orlando, her instructor, states that the nurse is responsible for helping the patient avoid and alleviate the distress of unmet needs. The nurse and the patient interrelate with each other. So, si Viktor Frankl, a survivor of Auschwitz and other Nazi concentration of camp, proposed the theory of logotherapy, in which patient is actually confronted with reoriented toward the meaning of his life. The nurse-patient relationship is the essence of the purpose of nursing by Travelbee, 1906. And human beings are rational, social, and unique beings and are more different than alike. All human beings undergo certain experiences and will search for meaning in them during the process of living. These experiences could be considered incoherent, whole, and could be understood: illness, anxiety, joy, and harm. Therefore, likeness and similarities between human beings are in the nature of these experiences. Level is tend to evoke stereotypical categories. Nurses should remember that the patient are human beings who differ from other human beings only in requesting assistance of other human beings, believed capable of helping them solve health problems. Relationships are established when both partners perceive each other's uniqueness, then such human relationships transcend roles are true, meaningful, and effective relationships based on perception of uniqueness. Nurse-patient relationships are based on perceiving the patient as an illness or nursing as a task. Illness is only understood in the context of perception of the patient and the nurse. Illness, suffering, and pain experience could be self-actualizing if individuals find meaning in them. Human beings are motivated to search for understand the meaning of all life experiences. Illness and suffering are not only physical encounters for human beings, they are emotional and spiritual encounters as well. Nurse-patient interaction, when purposeful, fulfill the goals of nursing. Communication is a process that can enable the nurse to establish a nurse-patient relationship and thereby to fulfill the purpose of nursing, namely to assist individuals and families to prevent and cope with the experience of illness and suffering, and if necessary, to assist them to find meaning in these experiences. Nurses are expected to ascertain the meaning of exchange messages. Suffering, an experience that varies intensity, duration, and depth, a feeling of unease ranging from mild, transient to mental, physical, or mental discomfort, to extreme pain and extreme torture. So, ang suffering kasi is iba-iba yan ang antas ng pagkahirap from maliit or konti lang hanggang lumaki. That's why it's stated here that a feeling of unease ranging from mild to extreme. Meaning is the reason as oneself attributes. So, sa meaning naman is personal and subjective, depending on individual values and perspective. For instance is, what is the meaning of life for you? That's one of example of self-attribute. So, nursing. Nursing is to help man to find meaning in the experience of illness and suffering. Has a responsibility to help individuals and their families to find meaning. The nurse's spiritual and ethical choices and perception of illness and suffering is crucial to helping to find meaning. Hope. Nurses is to help the patient to maintain hope and avoid hopeless. Hope is a faith that can and will be changed that would bring something better with it. Hope core lies in a fundamental trust in the outside world and a belief that others will help someone when you need it. So there are 6 important factors characteristic of hope. Number 1 is it is strongly associated with dependence on the other people. It is future-oriented. It is linked to election from several alternatives or escape routes out of its situation. The desire to possess any object or conditions to complete a task or have an experience. Confidence that the other will be there for them when you need them. The hoping person is in possession of courage to be able to acknowledge its shortcomings and fears and go forwards its goals. Communication is a strict necessary for good nursing care. Using himself therapeutic. 1 is able to use its self-therapeutic, self-awareness and self-understanding, understanding of human behavior, the ability to predict one's own and other behavior are important in this process. So, targeted intellectual approach. Nurse must have a systematic intellectual approach to the patient situation. Person. Person is defined as human being. Both the nurse and the patient are human beings. A human being is a unique, irreplaceable individual who is in continuous process of becoming, evolving, and changing. Health. Health is subjective and objective. Subjective health is an individually defined state of well-being in accord with self-appraisal of physical, emotional, spiritual status. Objective health is an absence of discernible disease, disability of defect as measured by physical examination, laboratory tests, and assessment by spiritual director or psychological counselor. Environment. Environment is not clearly defined. She defined human condition and life experiences encountered by all men as suffering, hope, pain, and illness. Interaction phases of human-to-human relationship model. Original encounter. First impression by the nurse of the sick person and vice versa. Stereotype or tradition role. Emerging identities, the time when the relationship begins, the nurse and the patient perceive each other's uniqueness. Empathy, the ability to share in the person experience according to travelbee is the ability to penetrate or take part in and understand the mental state of other person is in at this time. Ability to recognize and ability to understand other people's feelings. It is often described as the ability to put themselves in the place of others. Sympathy. When the nurse wants to lessen the cause of patient suffering, it goes beyond empathy. When one sympathizes, one is involved, but not incapacitated by the involvement, therapeutic use of itself. Rapport. Rapport is described as nursing intervention that lessen the patient's suffering. Relationship. As a human being, a nurse is able to establish rapport because she possesses the necessary knowledge and skills required to assist ill person, and because she is able to perceive, respond to, and appreciate the uniqueness of the ill human being. There are 9 goals of nursing. Number 1 is the nurse help the ill person to cope with present problems. Number 2 is the nurse help the ill person to conceptualize his problems. Number 3 is the nurse assists the ill person to perceive his participation in an experience. Number 4 is the nurse assists the ill person to face emerging problems realistically. Number 5 is the nurse assists the ill person to envisage alternative. Number 6 is the nurse assists the ill person to test new patterns of behavior. 7 is the nurse assists the ill person to communicate. Number 8 is the nurse assists the ill person to socialize. And lastly, the nurse assists the ill person to find meaning in illness.